has Russ, now that, keep in mind, Russell Wilson does have a no-trade clause, so should the Seahawks and Russell Wilson part ways?
No, not at all. So what, he's kicking up a little dust. So what, he's interrupting his workouts to talk about all fuel. That's great, but here's some more fuel to why Russell Wilson needs to just sit still and understand what's going on right here. He's in a power struggle right now with Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll's going to win this battle because he has the results to support his philosophy. Let Russ cook, in totality, is not supported by resume. 4 of the 5 last times we saw Russell Wilson in the playoffs were losses. That's not good when you're in the let Russ cook phase, but when we're in the Pete Carroll 3 yards in a cloud of dust and Legion of Boom and defense and tall cornerbacks, guess what? We were in the Super Bowl and we won a Super Bowl. So just in that power dynamic, Russell Wilson has to come to terms with reality. But what we're witnessing from Russell Wilson is a focus on legacy. And that's disturbing to me because it takes you out the present. It makes you look to the future and then think about how people in the future are going to think about your past, which is just absurd to me. I look at legacy like simple as this. Do all you can and let the chips fall where they may. But when you're an insecure star, and I'm saying Russell Wilson sounds like an insecure star. He's certainly changing up his tune over the years. Why does he sound insecure? Because he's so scared of the distance that he needs to travel to become an all-time great that he has forgotten the distance that he traveled to be even in a conversation of an all-time great. That, to me, if you were my family member, my friend, I would say you've lost perspective. Russell Wilson, continue on your trek the way that you've been doing it. But to kick up dust is not Russell Wilson-like. And more importantly, after you finish kicking up this dust, it's just going to be left Pete Carroll and 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, that's real. No, they shouldn't part ways. Nobody will win if they part ways. Far too often, we assume that, oh, I just need something else. I need another situation. I need to part ways. But there comes times where the mutual breakup is not mutually beneficial. And at this point in time with Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, if they were to try to mutually break up, it would not be mutually beneficial. Russ, there are only so many destinations you can go to where you have it better than how you have it here. And this isn't just my opinion. This is, you have Tyler Lockett. You have DK Metcalf. You have a Super Bowl winning head coach who keeps things fun. So, again, you always clown your boy because your boy's Mr. Super Single.
Super Single in the building.
But what's crazy, Sal, I actually read a ton of marriage books. Right? Like, and preparing.
You're skipping a step, though.
I know. You gotta find somebody, but just whatever. Right? You don't wait till it starts to rain to build the ark, right? No,
okay. Yeah.
So one of the most telling things, the most insightful things I've ever heard is the trick is learning to love the stranger you found yourself waking up to.
Oh! Damn, I'm finding that out recently.
The trick
I don't know my wife.
is learning to love the stranger you found yourself waking up to. Russell Wilson is a stranger right now to the Seattle Seahawks.
Hamburger.
This is not the Russell Wilson they drafted.
Hell no.
This Instagram video posting, GQ photo shoot taking, $1,000 boot wearing Russell Wilson is not the same dude that they drafted. However, the Seahawks should still learn to love the stranger that they've now found themselves waking up to. Well, we got to bring in NFL analyst, my dog, Bucky Brooks.
That boy good.
Bucky, let's not fight today, bro. Let's not do that, man.
Hell no, smoke all day.
It's a day of love,
I'm wearing my outfit for it, too.
Bucky,
I mean,
should the Seahawks and Russell Wilson part ways, big dog?
Let's go.
I think we're near the end. I think we're at the point where we need to go ahead and break up with Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson is at a point where he is driving Seahawks management crazy because he has changed, and he's changed in the middle of the relationship. I know Russell and people all evolved, and he has grown from being a game manager to a playmaker. But if you're the Seattle Seahawks, you're looking at the results, and you certainly have to be disappointed. They paid Russ big-time money twice. He is in the midst of a 4-year, $140 million contract extension. In doing that, they've changed the way they go about doing business. Pete Carroll is, look, he's an old-school guy when it comes to his philosophy. They want to run the football. They want to play defense. They want to take care of the ball. They want to hunt the ball on defense. It has worked for him. It has been a tried-and-true formula. And when they stuck to that formula, when Russ was just kind of in the sidecar, they went to 2 Super Bowls. They won one. If not for a Russell Wilson interception, they go back-to-back. And so as they've given him more, the team has kind of come back to the pack because they haven't been to a championship game. I mean, Russell's a franchise quarterback who wants to cook and wants to do more, but I'm not seeing the tangible benefits of letting Russ do more. And every time they give him a little bit, what happens? They got to reel it back in and say, okay, Russ, we let you try your way. Let's go back to our way so we can do it. And now that he's beginning to send out these messages, I just think that Pete Carroll and John Snyder and this management staff, they're growing tired of this. And the fact that he's 33 years of age, if they could, I think they absolutely would move on from Russell Wilson and see if they could find somebody who is more in line with the team first philosophy that has served them well over the years.
Damn. We're going there, huh?
Go there.
Woo, wow. Yeah. I can't agree with that, Bucky. I don't give a damn how much you act out. If I love you, well, we're going to fix this. I'm with Acho. I'm going to find some love for this stranger that just showed up. His ex-wife told us to change. Let me stop. Here we go. He went Hollywood, big dog. I saw your eyes, Acho. Boy, that grass ain't greener, and people be thinking it is. Russell's a bad gardener. He won't tend to his own lawn right now. He just caught up in the Patrick Mahomes, and, oh, look at their system. It's so open, and look at Patrick Mahomes. You know, y'all got the same amount of rings. But I understand why you're fascinated with Patrick Mahomes. He's a tremendous talent. You're fascinated with Tom Brady. Look at him. He never gets hit because he's decisive with the football. I mean, no matter who you put in front of him. He didn't even have a starting guard. He had a rookie tackle. Doesn't matter to Tom Brady. He's going to figure this out. Russell Wilson, sit still and just figure this out. He's lending himself more so to the Kobe mindset. I remember when Kobe said this, like, yeah, I want to win, but I also want to win my way. And it's funny, Russell Wilson has adopted that mindset when that wasn't who Russell Wilson was. He was protected by the Pete Carroll's philosophy and mindset, which means, hey, we're going to have risk avoidance. What do I mean by that? Pete Carroll knows that he went 95 consecutive games without losing by 10 or more points. How did he do that? The longest streak in league history by 21 games, because he knows his formula of run the football, play great defense, and only explode on offense. Don't try and do too much. Just take what the defense gives you. And it's led to tremendous success, to the point where Russell Wilson was allowed to blossom as a franchise quarterback. But when people get brand new on you, Acho is trying to give me the advice that I need to figure out how to love them. But also, I understand where Seattle's like, look, we could be rid of this problem real fast.
No, and let's go there lastly, because Russell Wilson, don't think like you're untouchable. Yeah. Pete Carroll won a Super Bowl not with this brand new Russell Wilson. Pete Carroll won a Super Bowl with the game-managing Russell Wilson. That Russell Wilson is easy to replace. So many of us get caught and lost in the sauce of, there's no way they would trade Russell Wilson. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the game right now. Sure, but that's not when the Seahawks were at their heights. The Seahawks were at their heights when Russell Wilson was just a guy. The Seahawks were at their heights when Russell Wilson commanded 1% of the salary cap, not 15% of the salary cap. So is Russell Wilson replaceable? He absolutely is. Like every NFL player, for the most part, is replaceable. And if you Pete Carroll, you looking like, hey, Russ, remember who you were when we won with you. Now on the flip side, Russ, you said Drew Brees is your icon, your idol, but who do you want to be? That's what Russell Wilson has to lay in bed and ask himself when he's laying next to Sierra and they pillow talking. He has to ask himself, do I want to be Troy Aikman or Drew Brees? Because we look at Troy Aikman as won 3 Super Bowls. He was a dude because he won 3 chips, Hall of Famer. Drew Brees, he about to be a Hall of Famer too in about 5 or 6 years, but he only won 1. Now, his individual success, all the categories, all the stats. Collective success, 1 Super Bowl. Troy Aikman, collective success, he got it. Whatever you got, he probably got more of it. But some people have questioned his individual accolades. Russell Wilson, you got to figure out what bucket of greatness do you want to fall in? You're going to be great. It's just what bucket of greatness do you want to fall in? That's my part.
I think you guys made the point for me. I think you made it for me in terms of, look, this Russell has changed. And Acho, I think you are right. He has to determine who does he want to be. When he came into the league, he talked about Tom Brady and Derek Jeter. Those were his guys.
Yeah.
They were winners. They were team first guys. They did what the team needed to win, and he'll be celebrated. But this Drew Brees chasing where he wants to have all these individual numbers, that's great. But when you look at the way the team plays, when Russell cooks, when he throws over 500 times in a year, 3 of those 4 seasons, he's had double-digit turnovers. This year, he had his career high in terms of interceptions when he's throwing it over 500 yards. So I just think that if Russell continues to chirp and he continues to be the squeaky wheel, sometimes you got to give him what he wants. If he feels like he can go and do it elsewhere, and if we can get compensation back, I think Pete Carroll and the Seahawks feel like they can build this thing over again because, as Acho said, they won with the game manager, Russell Wilson, not the flamboyant Russell Wilson that we're seeing now with $1,000 ballet boots and all that.
Man, they say the hardest thing to do in this world is to stand square in the mirror with no makeup on and keep it 100.
There was no makeup on.
Hey, man, look. Hey,
I'm okay with
no ego. I got makeup on right now, and I know that ain't who I am fully. So, Russell, get in that mirror.
Got abs.
Take a look. Coming up, you ain't